Boys and girls, girls and boys, we got a badass in the house. Dom Raso is in here. You ready for this?
I'm ready, man. I'm all in.
Holy
you know me.
First off, honor for you to come in here. SEAL Team 6.
That's right, brother.
You guys did a lot.
We did a lot. We've done a couple things. Boys are still doing it right now. They're in it as we speak, so.
And you represent like the pinnacle for me. You and your boys and all those guys out there doing what they do. So, seriously, thanks for showing up today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm pumped to be in the Mecca, but you talk about that mindset, and that's where it all starts. So you start realizing that over and over and over again. And for the guys that are going overseas, for us training, it's real. It's a reality. So everything you do in training has an effect in reality, and that's what people need to connect. Even in here, it's like if you're lifting, if you're pushing yourself and you're pushing your body, if you can't connect your reality to why you're doing what you're doing, you're not going to do it wholeheartedly. You're not going to be all in. You're not going to crush everything. I mean, that's the whole thing about how we've been able to, you refine over and over and over again, because you realize if I move an inch too far left, that could be my buddy's life. And so that all matters in here, every little bit of it. So,
Thank you for saying that.
But it's the truth.
It is, because I always say it's got to be more than the trophy. It's got to be more than, hey, you got a good body or you're going to lose weight. It's got to be adapted to something more outside of this.
Amen. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's just about something superficial, it's going to fall short. It's going to fall short because you don't have a real connection. It's going to get hard. It's going to get challenging.
Oh, man.
You're gonna deal with stuff where your mind is telling you just quit, just go the path of least resistance. But what's that purpose? What's that why that pushes you to the next level? And it's guys that get that are able to get up here. And that's what it's all about. That's why we're gonna probably talk a lot about mindset. But
you have no idea how much I love that, because his is life and death. But the idea of being injured and done with training or athletics, for me, is the same concept of that's why I do certain things really slow. That's why I change the form. That's why I put myself in a weak position so I can strengthen it. And what he's saying, everything he's saying right now is a mimic of what I believe in the gym, is what he believes in everything. And we're going to cover all that today. Yeah, I love that shit, man. We're going to come out of the gates.
It's going to be awesome. Kind of like that sissy.
Come up his toes, knees go out.
About here?
Ass forward a little bit. Bend the knees first instead of the hips. Go. There you go. Because as athletes, we explode. Everything's explode. There's something I found by, again, taking that away from us and then going, then it's the same kind of thing. So it's like when I worked with the pro athletes, football players and stuff like that, they're trained such explosion, and I remove that explosion because it's from a ground zero. There's no pop. It's from ground zero to bam.
Yes.
That's everything that we do. So can you do that from a relaxed position with weights now, and then just flex out? So it's
super
one of the fun
important.
things.
Absolutely, 100%. Because that's that position. I mean, if we're fighting, it's nice to just start here every single time. This is the perfect environment, right? What happens at night? I get ambushed. I get shoved up against the wall. I trip. Now I'm like this on the wall. I'm
and then he's up here.
How the fuck do I get out of this, right?
Right.
Like, how am I getting around you to
boom
get back to my position? It's the same thing, So it's just that pushing that dynamic. That was good.
I like that.
Definitely.
I like that. Instead of going up top, you're going to find more power there. We're sitting in the middle of the platform. Toes together. Knees together. Now, even though you're going up and down, I'm actually forcing the knees together and pushing through at the same time. Don't drop. What I mean by don't drop is don't catch the weight. Don't do this. Take your time. Come down. At any point, you can reverse out. Realize that, great, when you're 20, what can you do? When you're 30, what can you do? How can you get better? How can you get better? Find the weak points,
Attack.
which everybody's scared of. I'm a bencher, so I bench every week. Stop that.
Yeah.
What's the weak points? And when I started discovering weak points and starting building those up, then you talked about something. This is great. You talked about something where then you see the transition on the homework you're doing, that foundation, and how it reacts in real life. And what I was finding was, when I was 30 and 40, I was better than when I won the California powerlifting, when I won the Mr. Judo champion, and all this shit. I was better as I got older because I was attacking the weak things, making the strong
Stronger
points.
foundation. Stronger foundation. And honestly, it's like once you see that connection to reality and then it comes to fruition, you realize that you love attacking the weaknesses.
Oh.
Like you become addicted to understanding because you see the translation and the effect that it has. You're like, where are my weak points? Where can I find the edge?
And we're not just talking
100%.
about lifting, we're not talking about fighting somebody, we're talking about every aspect of life. The mindset, what was weak in my mindset on what things I'm scared of. And you hit it, when it hits, and you find it, and you see the final product, and we're never a final product, because we always want to be better. Always. But when you start seeing things happening in your mind change, I got to ask you this more later when you got time to really go into this. It becomes frustrating to be around people. Can't do that, can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. Why? Well, because I'm really good at this, so I'll just do this. But mindset the same way.
That's why your friend circle starts to go like this.
It's amazing.
Because it's uncomfortable to be around guys like us. I can't tell you how many uncomfortable conversations I've had to have, not only in the gym, but on the mats, in life, habits, diet. It's like, hey, we're gonna have a hard conversation today. You can hate me for it, but it's because I care about you. And that's the difficult part of that. But attacking those weaknesses in every aspect, because your core, you're so focused on saying, how can I physically get as best as I can be? And then you start seeing the translation, but you realize, well, that plays into everything else that I'm doing. At work, at home, being a good father. You're like, wow, now I just need to attack my weaknesses. Where do I suck as a dad? Right, well, I know we're going to get into all this stuff, but it fires me up to talk about it, because it's just like...
I love that, because you level up. And you try to bring people with you, and sometimes you can't. And that circle keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
It's a hard reality. It sucks, honestly, sometimes.
It's the concept about people going, hey, have a bite. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
No, have a drink. No, I'm good. No, come on. And they're doing it because they don't want to feel they're pulling you back. And like, you met Mona. It's like she has no filter whatsoever. There's a reason why they call her the Romanian gangster. And I realized when I met her in a relationship, what that did to my relationship, where I was back here in the relationship, she's like, dude, seriously, you gotta step your shit up.
I love it. I love that attitude.
It's not against. I'm taking it off of here. Now what that's gonna do is, because you're stretching forward but still keeping the chest up, it's gonna put it a little tighter on the hamstrings. So the range of motion is gonna be less unless you're really flexible. Nice. You can see the quads working. And again, he's taking it down, not dropping and then exploding up. Take it down. At some point, when you're doing this maintenance work, drop your ego. I've seen all you guys put 8, 9, 10 plates on the hacks, move it 2 inches with a basic form. Try something a little awkward. Next thing. See his knees? Come up top. Pin together. Go. Now this is a full power lifter. Okay, so why is a power lifter doing this? We got to squat 515 at 190 so pounds. And the point now is let's go to 600. So what are we gonna do? Keep pounding our head against the wall with just the heavy weights? Guys, my rep range is 1 to 100. Go as heavy as you can for that rep range on whatever you're doing. So right now we're doing 20s. We started with 1s, then we hit some 3s on isolation. So the rep range is everything. Everybody's gonna tell you go low reps, go high reps. Exactly.
Getting settled into that position, kind of finding where that strength is, and in that not broken position, but a weaker position than people normally go. I mean, toes in, knees in. That's not a place where you typically see people start. you don't see them start that movement this way. So we talked about hitting that spectrum, and now, just like when you do a toe touch, you know, you're finding that stretch in that movement, which is going down. He's getting a little bit of that tension until he comes out of the hole. Staying fluid throughout that whole movement is going to fire off those muscle fibers and be able to recruit all those fibers to be able to strengthen that part of the muscle. And we're doing higher reps too, so by the 19th, 20th rep, you're definitely feeling it in the quads. And I haven't done this before, so right in that knee area, I can tell there's stabilizers firing off right now that I don't typically use, which is awesome. You know, finding a weakness and then strengthening that is only going to make what your goals are stronger. So that's the biggest thing that I'm taking away this morning, is being able to hit that dynamic to be able to structure and core your main goals.
Now he's not shaking because this is heavy for him. He's shaking because he talked about, and I love this, find your weak points. If you can strengthen your weak points, what it does to your strong points. Come on. Nice. Nice. Right on it. See the control coming down? Sits in it, stretches into it. Come on. Come on, come on. What we did is quads, quads, quads. Now hamstring, knees out, go. Hands out of there. Look at this separation. Open it up. See how the knees are coming out? That's what I want. It's over the toe. His feet are in a weak position. They're pointed further out than they normally are. Next thing, come down here, look at the ass. Up. Boom. Nice, jump out. Come on, Doc. There.
I guess it's nice.
So you've seen a couple things. Knees open, outside of the waistline. Hamstrings, go. Couple more.
I think I'm doing everything right.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep going, keep going. Go again. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. A little bit more, a little bit more. So, over exaggeration of movement, but we're gonna put those knees all the way up there. Hamstring stretch, everything's good. Now, we take it to the bottom. Relaxation, sit there for a second, and then fire the muscle. Now, when we fire the muscle, it's not an explosion on speed out, it's just a tear of the fibers in a sense, but you contract it enough to where you start the movement again. So this is one of those things that you're in the weakest position, over exaggeration. Now you're all cramped up. How strong can you be coming out of the hole? Like that. Like it. Like it. Go. Nice. Come on, come on. Nice. One more. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Good.
Things that I'm thinking about already when he's doing this movement is if we end up down on our back in a fighting position, you know, we always talk about non-violent posture, but your legs are that obstacle with somebody in front of you. So that pressure that you're feeling, I'm already thinking about how do I push somebody away from me? And he's going to that full, almost relaxed point where his legs are all the way back, almost touching his chest at this point. And that's that position where you're going to be vulnerable, and a lot of people aren't strengthening that. So now he's exposing that weakness, and he's applying it to this with a lot of weight in this movement, which is it's awesome. I can already feel that extension. I don't use these machines very often, so now we're strengthening that glute, hamstring push from the bottom. One of the most powerful muscles we have in our body. So you've got to work this muscle. This is your foundation. This is your base with everything that you're doing. There you go, Mike. Get it.
Just want to say that's not me screaming, that's Rez. Rez over there screaming. Rez, no screaming on 3 plates. Rez, jump this side. Get one more like that. Full plate. Go, go. Heels in. Go. Back in. Sit there. Breathe. Flex. Full plate. Stay there. Go. Take it down. Leave it there. Go. Go again. Everything that's going on here. Jump to the side, Henry, just for a sec. Go again. Look how cramped up his legs are into him. Hold. Go. For all you guys out there, you athletes, full range of motion. Look how he's coming down to the pin. Stops there, relaxes, breathe. Again, couple more. Same thing. Go again, last one. Come on. Reps that. Now when you guys do leg extensions, I understand you're gonna feel that nice little teardrop. Oh yeah! Tricks. There's space between here. I have him sitting slightly forward, ass forward. That way his knees are slightly out from here. And that contraction goes all the way up into the hip. You can see it firing all the way up. Yes, this is working. But you'll find out everything we do, the side effects. Nice. So one thing is, everything we did today on the squats, the isolated squats, to the leg press deep, to the hack squats with the range of motion. Let me explain that there's some bone density, there's a connective tissue, which is key for us. Because, I say this all the time, but you're here, and when I work with the Olympic coach for the wrestling, it's a beautiful thing to go, I could take a 165-pound wrestler who looks like nothing and destroy a 280-pound bodybuilder who has all the muscle in the world. And I'll say, now, why is that? And to the majority of society, they're stumped. Well, he has more muscle, so he's stronger. It's not muscle that's strong. It's connective tissue. It's that old man strength. It's the connective tissue. You get, when a wrestler grabs a hold of you, you know you're getting no help, you know? And so some of the stuff that we're doing today, everything that we're doing today, is that connective tissue, the bone density. The side effect from that, you build muscle. And the problem is, I think majority of society, and you can probably agree with it, they go, I want to build muscle over everything else. And the only reason I've been able to lift after 41 years of heavy lifting is because I went, I'll get the muscle, I'll get the strength, I'm going to work on this.
Foundation. All that connective tissue that you're talking about, that's what gives out. That's what is weak on people, all those stabilizers. I love it, dude. I love it. I love this stuff. I'm not doing enough of it. I'll tell you right now. I'm coming in here with you, and I'm like, I'm not doing enough of this. I need to apply it. You know, we have a workout program that we're building, and it's all based on kind of that adaptation, be able to adapt to anything in life. You know, I don't care if you're a guy sitting on your ass on the couch, get up and move, or if you're an elite athlete. But this is exposing weaknesses that you have to be able to build on. Just like you're saying, like, that's key. What you just said, how old are you?
50.
You're 50,
Yeah.
and you're still able to maintain this the whole time because you did
maintain.
that. Because you did that, right?
Right.
But I mean,
Right.
in essence, a lot of guys push themselves and they break, or they do it wrong, or they're training wrong because they're not focusing on their weaknesses and their foundation. I mean, that's exactly what you just said, and that fires me up because we're in it for the long game. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, we're going to push ourselves like there's no tomorrow, but at the same time, the reality is that if we injure ourselves, we can't train. So
I think you also get that concept is. You 100% get this concept. I always say, do you want to be a champion for a day or a champion for a lifetime? Is that good? We want to be a champion for a lifetime. And I know you didn't mean maintain, because there's no maintaining your life.
No. Most
How
people just
do I
avoid
continue
injury.
to get better? No matter, and I tell people that I won the universe 22 years ago. But why do I have a better physique today than I did 22 years ago when I won the universe?
Yeah.
It's because we don't maintain. We always get better.
You know what I love? It's just like I'm the same way with verbiage. Like what you say, the thoughts that you have in your head, what comes out of your mouth is so important to who you're going to become. And immediately you attack you like, yeah, maintain. No, I'm not doing maintain. And I love it. But
there's I love the similarities, and we never hung out before this. And I tried to be fresh, and so I try not to watch everything that you've said when you sit down with people. I try not to do that because I want my own things and it to be real time. I don't want to be there and go, I know what you're going to say here for the audience. I want it to be real. And the one fact is the similarities on everything and the way we approach it. Nothing we did here is typical how people walk into the gym. I'm the same guy walking into the gym that I walk out. No, you shouldn't be. We walk into the gym going, this is our meditation, this is our fight, this is our battle. How can I get better? I don't want to. The concept.
Well, the other thing that you just said, which was awesome, was you try not to know what they're going to say. You try to just be in the moment and make it real. Like, it's the same way when I kick a door down, when I get ready to go in a room. So many people in life want to game life. They want to game it. They want to game everything so it's perfect, and there's this perfect plan that they've got, and they've got everything lined up. And like, well, that's not how life happens. You have to adapt. So if you're not used to adapting constantly for what's in the moment, like that's huge. I'm going to kick the door down. I don't know what I'm going to see for real. I can game it all I want and do the same thing over and over again, but that's not reality. The reality is it's going to be unpredictable, and that's what you're exposing, the unpredictability of that spectrum. So, and there's guys waking up every day doing exactly what you said, not being around their kids, their family, their life, willing to risk everything to move freedom forward just a little bit, to be able to keep and maintain our freedom that we have here. That's just, people can't understand it. So to say that you don't like the military, you don't like aspects of that, you're basically saying you don't like your freedom. Peace through eternal vigilance. The only way we're going to keep peace and freedom is through eternal vigilance. It takes us being proactive, going out there, hunting people down to stop them from coming back here. It's the same thing about 9/11, right? Guys were willing to kill innocent people, which is evil in my opinion, and we have men and women willing to go proactively take care of that so you can do what you want to do here, you know? But that takes constant effort. So to say you're against that just proves that you're just so far removed. It's like you can't even have a conversation with those people, you know? You just can't.
Because I'm not a military guy, but I support the military. And the point he was just making was the fact that I've traveled around the world and I've seen how other countries are and stuff. And America is by far the greatest place to live. And it's because of the military that we have this freedom. And for people in America not to support it, that have never traveled and never lived somewhere else and seen what the world is really like, that's so hypocritical. It's just like, really? You've never done anything else, so how can you have that discussion?
Yeah, well, that's that perspective again, but there's no freedom that exists that hasn't been because we've been willing to fight for it. Ever. So it's like, you can't take that away. What do? Just take it away? Just cancel the military out? You just say, let's not have a military.
Then it's that whole thing.
We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here since the Civil War. You know, we wouldn't be here. Like, who knows where we would end up? So you have to have that proactive mindset. And you know the Battle of Thermopylae, right? The Hot Gates. You know, the Battle of 300, the Spartans.
Yes.
Like, there were 300 men willing to lay down everything to go against 1 million. And it's all it took to move freedom forward. So in my mind, I always know that there was always 300 here that will throw down and put their lives on the line to defend that freedom. So you can be ignorant, you can take it for granted, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be a core that's willing to fight, and that's okay. You can sit on your couch and drink your macchiato and whatever. Well,
Yeah, it hurts me, man. It hurts me.
but you know what? It's a cultural thing, and it's only going to come back. So the one thing, and we'll talk about this again, but I've asked a lot of people, like, what will it take for you to actually care about this again? What will it take for you to actually care about your personal freedom, security, and the country's freedom? When it's personal. It won't happen until it knocks on their door. And sometimes that's what it takes. Think about after 9/11. People were like, rah, 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 America, flags all over the place. People were like pro everything, right? And that just went away. People forgot about it. It's over at this point.
It's over, it's done.
You can't forget about what it takes to keep that. But anyway, it fires me up. I love talking about that.